Hello, and welcome to my rankings of all the Roger Moore James Bond films. 7 which he did, one more than Sean Connery. And Sir Rog, for the most part, is a fabulous James Bond. He plays it completely differently. He's a little bit camp. He's very smooth with the ladies and he's some fantastic one-liners. But he does have some missteps in his catalogue. So we're going to go from 7 to 1, least best to the best one. I say least best because I enjoy all of the James Bond films, but some of them less than others. So in 7th place, I'd have to say The Man with the Golden Gun. Fabulous villain aside in Christopher Lee, I found this one dragged a little, the action left a little bit to desired, and the final confrontation between the pair, well, it wasn't very exciting now, was it? Christopher Lee defeated far too easily by supposedly his equal in James Bond. I did enjoy Nick Nack a lot though, but yes, they wasted a fantastic actor here. The Man with the Golden Gun, I don't even like the theme tune to be fair. It's in 7th place. Okay, so in 6th place is a film I've just finished watching tonight, and that is A View to a Kill. One I used to love when I was young, because I think I had it on VHS and would regularly watch it. However, watching it now, you do realise Sir Roger was probably one film too many for him. I believe he was 57 when filming this. He wears lots of cardigans and does lots of inappropriate things with girls that, let's be honest, are at least half his age. That's not the main problem with this though, and I think the main problem is probably the first hour. It really does drag a little and gets a bit convoluted. The final hour has some excellent action, and Christopher Walken is a fantastic villain. You can always say he always looks insane in this film. He always looks insane all the time, let's be honest, but in this film he plays it perfectly. Mayday is a fantastic henchman, and yeah, the Bond girls are okay. They're nothing to write home about, and there's some strange scenes in it. And this, unfortunately, the stunt work, although fantastic, you can always tell it's very clearly not Sir Roger. So yeah, in 6th, A View to a Kill. Okay, in 5th place, I would have to say would be Moonraker. Now, this is one that often gets criticised by Bond fans for going too far, jumping the shark, if you will, with a double-taking pigeon and the gondola that becomes a hovercraft. But you know, this was Sir Roger's James Bond. He could get away with it. He plays it so well. So I can't really critique it for that. What I will say is for the first hour and a quarter, I was putting this to the top of my list. I was having a ball. I was laughing and just going with it. But that final 45 minutes when they head into space, or even the final half hour when they head into space, is quite dreadful and was just said to appease Star Wars fans. Plus, I did not enjoy making Jaws a good guy. No, he is the ultimate henchman. Don't make him a good guy. So yeah, in 5th place, Moonraker. Okay, in 4th place, I'd have to go with Octopussy, another film that gets unfairly critiqued by the Bond community. Yes, it is a bit silly. He dresses up as a gorilla. He dresses up as a clown. But you know what? I really enjoy it. I love the villain, or the villainess, as it is. And Sir Roger can play the camp moments really well. It's what he does, let's be honest. Yeah, so Octopussy, and who could forget the fantastic action scenes on the train. I'm a sucker for trains, and the fact that that was filmed very close to where I live means I get very excited. So yeah, this is a great film, full of action, never boring. Octopussy is in 4th, and a fantastic siege scene at the end as well. 3rd, a film I thought would be at the top of my list, The Spy Who Loved Me. Some amazing moments. The underwater car, the Barbara Bach as the Bond girl is wonderful, but what puts this one back to 3rd and not in my top 2 is the villain. I was never threatened by the villain. He had an alright idea, I suppose, to something to do with sea life, I can't really remember now. And he had a great lair, but it wasn't really used. And his final confrontation with Bond was really lacking. Bond, well, it wasn't hard, was it, for him to defeat him? And he can't even shoot straight. He shoots down that long pipe under a table and still misses. Yeah, it's not for me, that final 5-10 minutes. But overall, this is a great film. Very, very entertaining. And this is Roger Moore at his best, I believe. You know, he's very secure in the role. He's totally different from Connery, but he plays it in a really good way. So yeah, Spy Who Loved Me's third. And in second place is For Your Eyes Only. This came off the heels of Moonraker, a film which took it to the ridiculousness with it in space. And for this film, they decided we're going to tone it right down, which is exactly what they did. This is a spy thriller. That is what it is. They've really toned down the amount of gadgets, the ridiculous vehicles, etc. It's very straight laced for a Roger Moore film, and I think it benefits from it in some way. Roger can do this Bond as well. Sure, he still has these moments in the 2CV chase, which are just hilarious. He's still the Roger Moore James Bond we know and love, but in a more straight laced film, and I think it's so well done. Again, this was another favourite when I was a child, and the fact that I used to watch this probably every week on VHS, and I can still watch it now, and would still readily watch it right now. It zooms past, zippy, brilliant, great action. Yeah, so For Your Eyes Only. I mean, the villain, a little bit hit and miss maybe, but it's simple. It's a simple plot, and I like the conclusion of it. So yeah, For Your Eyes Only in second. In first place, my favourite Roger Moore James Bond film is Live and Let Die, as you would have guessed from for now. This was my favourite as a kid. I got it on VHS with For Your Eyes Only. I watched it every weekend with For Your Eyes Only back to back. And it used to scare me back in the day. Dr. Kananga and the guy with the Hulk and was it Teehee, the whistler? Something like that. I mean, it was so unique for a James Bond film with the voodoo elements. It was totally different. From the moment you start watching it, you realise this isn't the James Bond you know. This is different, but in a very cool way. There's some fantastic action scenes in here, especially the boat chase. And Solitaire is a wonderful Bond girl, even though James does some pretty, well, disappointing things, like when he changes all the cards and the tarot reading, etc. Poor girl. But yes, Live and Let Die is effortlessly entertaining. It has a simple and great plot. The villain's pretty cool. And the crocodile scene, well, what can you say? Live and Let Die, to me, is still a perfect James Bond film. There's nothing that I would change in that film, and therefore it's in first in my Roger Moore ranking. And let me tell you, now I'm very excited, because that means the next 2 days I'll be watching Timothy Dalton, who is my personal favourite Bond, and I will be coming back with his very brief ranking in the next few days. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in a bit.